Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And specifically, Nikki in Carpentersville wanted our Friday song.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Let's go. That was for Nikki in Carpentersville. So I need that Friday song. First time we're kind of doing it of the year, really, with our time off after New Year's Eve. So there you go. Everybody in Carpentersville as well as Nikki. There you go. So, man, it's Friday. We got you here. Just 4 hours. We'll get you closer. A lot going on. Case's movie review of I Am Legend.
Yay!
Coming up at 8. Kenzie, very excited about it.
Love the movie.
I enjoyed the movie as well, and I hadn't seen it in so long that just a couple brief interactions with Case earlier reminded me, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Ugh.
I remember that movie so vividly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Well, that'll be at 8. So the lens of a 25-year-old guy, Case, seeing a movie, I Am Legend. Is that movie, it's not 20 years old, is it?
2007.
2007, getting there. Getting close. Wow.
Wow, I thought it was early. I remember it so well. I mean, I saw that in theaters, which means my parents took it. It came out in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
What were you, 3? Just like,
Well, my parents took me to that in theaters when I was 11 or 12 then.
yeah.
Pretty dark movie.
Is it? It's not R, is it? Is
I
it
don't
an R
know.
movie?
Oh, I would certainly think it's rated R. I mean, let me look real quick.
yeah,
I got
Or
it.
for you want to kill yourself after you watch it.
Yeah.
It is PG-13 for you want to kill yourself after watching
Yeah.
it.
Good to know.
And then Kenzie, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese after.
I saw that. Every time I find out the rating of a movie or relook at how young I was when I watched it, I'm like, what
Yeah.
were my parents doing exactly?
Well, we'll bring him back on the show and ask him what
I'll
they were
ask
thinking at
them.
that time. We also have maybe the most bizarre, crazy phone call ever that was on the show yesterday. We're going to re-air it at 6:40. We'll air it 6:40, about a half hour away.
Oh, my gosh.
You have to be here for this call that we will re-air for you. And, of course, a whole bunch of other stuff, so stay around.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go. And, man, I thought we were all done with all the analytics and data research, data mining from 2024. I mean, 2024 was about 6 years ago, right? Something like that? I feel like it was a while ago. But there's one more stat. Maybe this is the last one we'll do in the fact of 2024. And this is simply what irritated people, what got people so irritated in 2024? What was the most irritating thing in 2024?
I'm just going to go with the first thing that irritated me the most off the top of my head. Tipping.
Oh, wow, tipping.
Yeah.
Now, you mean the excessive tipping, like
Yeah.
not going to a restaurant paying
no,
a tip.
Obviously, that's stupid.
Kenzie
Listen,
just exposed herself in
No.
a weird way.
listen, Hello was a waitress for a long time.
You know what
That's
I
not my
hate?
style.
When I go to a restaurant, they have this thing that says tip, and what am I supposed to do with that?
Livable wage? Ugh.
Yeah. No, the thing that irritated me the absolute most was I went to a local coffee shop. I do my best when I can to support local. I try restaurants and stuff like that, right? So I go to this local coffee shop, and they flip the screen around. It's the tip screen, which off the bat, like for me ordering at the counter and then picking up my own, coffee at the counter.
It's kind of like a standoff, like in an old Western,
It's just
where they got the guns
awkward.
out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm putting this in your face. I dare you not to tip me.
Well, I tell you what, I was staring at the screen, and I stared at it for a long time. And I'm only 29, so it's not like I don't understand technology, okay? I did not see the skip or the other options at all. It was a white screen with 3 options, and it was like you were locked in, okay? The 3 options for a coffee order were 20, 25, and 30%. And that, because it used to be like 10, 18, 20. Okay, fine. I would have, thrown a 10% around there without even thinking about it.
Actually,
no, you do it for a coffee, I mean.
When the screen tipping thing started, there was a none option.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. 20, 25, or 30% on arguably your already very overpriced coffee. These companies need to just start paying their employees what they should. It shouldn't be up to the customer to completely make up the difference. Now, once again, maybe if you had a huge order for your building, you're getting everyone a coffee, so you want to help them out because that barista just went through it. That's awesome. That's great. But I ordered a black coffee and now it's becoming $18 with tip. Like this is it's gotten so egregious.
It all started after COVID, obviously, when
Yes.
everybody was struggling and they came in, and then it became normalized that you hand me a bottle of water. How about an extra 50 cents tip on there? And honestly, for me, I don't know if that's going to the person or not. Like the person that handed it to you, I don't know where that tip is going. It's just another tax on whatever you're buying. So it is that certainly irritated me at times as well too. Still does. I cave. It's terrible. Like the screen comes in front of me and they're looking at me and they're eyeing me and I'm going, so here, just take my daughter's college fund. Just take it. Thank you for the bottle of water.
The one that really blew me, so that was like mine that like blew me away. So my mom's experience was when she was Christmas shopping, she got a shirt online from like kind of like a local t-shirt company in Ohio for my brother. She was getting him like this local OHIO thing.
Very nice.
Yeah. They asked if they wanted to leave a tip. Well, she bought a shirt online.
Huh.
She's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, what happened just to the price is the price?
Well, like also, are you not paying your employee to like they're relying on a tip from me to like get paid to box up the shirt? It's just not right.
Clearly irritated Kenzie last year. And me, like I said, me too. I'm with you on that. It's too much,
Well,
but anyway.
it should be within reason. You have a great server at a restaurant. You know what you're like. That's a 20% experience.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's different. Way different.
T-shirt online?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Case, what do you think that the number one irritant, the number one that made people irritated in 2024?
Positive people. I think people that have an optimistic outlook on life annoyed
Yowza.
people the most in 2024.
You know what? There has been a shaming to be happy. And I'm annoyed by that because I am pretty happy generally.
You're having a good time all the time.
I'm a positive person, and listen, there's a lot of things you can make yourself angry about, but you can also choose to look at the positive side of it. And people come up to you like, oh, you don't care about anything then because you're happy. No, I actually care more about deciding how I don't sound very happy right now, do I?
You sound insane.
You're like, sorry that I'm so positive.
I'm not kidding. There is a lot of shame toward being happy, to having a good home life, to growing up with nice parents. Everybody wants you to have had a terrible experience, and they shame you if you have. You're embarrassed to say, "Yeah, my parents were good. I had good parents."
So we punch Brian in the face.
Yeah. I'll fight anybody who come at me. All right. So that's a good one. Both of them are very good. We'll tell you what it is in 5 minutes. Today's fact that makes your brain go. The number one thing that irritated people in 2024.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Time for a fact that makes your brain just go. We're talking about data research and analysis of 2024, and the thing that irritated people the most, caused irritation the most in 2024 for Chicagoans out there. William texted in and said, the workup for the damn fact irritated me today. A little long getting there to the fact. He wants the fact right now. So
I think also just talking about all these frustrating things, people are like, wow.
yeah. Kenzie said excessive tipping. So not like going to a restaurant with a bartender or a waitress and normal tipping that used to be.
Of course not.
But excessive, the whole iPad put in your face and give me some money for handing you a bottle of water tipping.
Yes.
Case said happy people. Which I do agree with. There's this movement against happy people. But we can get that another time on another show.
Do you feel like you're being persecuted against?
Not, I at times, yeah. Like, I'm almost embarrassed to say that my parents were good. Everybody wants to have a story of how horrible their childhood was and become a victim somehow. And, you know, you can choose your life path. You can come out of it no matter where you started. It's hard, certainly for other people. And, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get onto it right now, although I am starting to get into it.
It sounds like you're getting into it. Do you want to get into it? Yeah.
I'm going to move on because the fact, and this one is probably going to be a letdown because it's an easy one, but the thing that irritated people the most was social media. just in general, the use of social media, meaning Harvard did a research study of people 18 or older using Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook, and they compared it to people and how they scored on various mood tests by how much you used it. And I think this is a pretty obvious answer at the end of the day. People that use social media for most of the day scored 3 times higher in the irritability scale than those who said they never used social media throughout the day. And they say, obviously, the rage baiting, the bots that are making you angry at your friend that likes this or whatever, and they're not really
happy.
a person. Yeah, happy, right. Thank you, Kenzie. Thank you for going along. But just people that overuse social media is one of the most irritants in our society, which I hope I use this as a fact today because it's kind of a reminder. Hey, we use social media. I use it most of the day.
Hey.
Most of the day, I'm on there, really, to be honest.
I know.
But I don't know how I've maybe unplugged. Case has said in the past I'm really good at compartmentalizing depression and trauma.
Well, you're really cold.
That's another way to say it.
Well, you have an equal amount of mean things to say, not online, to the people who have said mean things to you online. Does that make sense? Like, when you see a comment, the things you say about that person to me are so wild.
Yeah, I laugh at mean comments. I'm not trying to troll and have people all of a sudden send only mean comments, but I think almost everything is funny.
Well, people drive me nuts. Like, we posted the other day because we were doing the case couldn't pick me up. Then my husband tried to pick me up.
And I'm working on it, by the way.
Thank you so much. It would make me feel better.
How are you working on it, by the way, before you continue, Kenzie? Are you actually lifting weights?
Yeah, I'm killing it at the gym right now. I'm having a great week, and you don't believe me.
I want to see evidence.
He's just in denial because he's not having a great week, and he's trying to make you feel bad.
We'll see what happens at the weigh-ins at 7:50 on Monday morning at 8. We'll see who's killing it. We'll see who's killing it.
I mean, you told me that you fell into, like, a sour candy trap, so sorry. I wasn't just assuming.
And a cracker trap.
And you ate a sleeve of crackers the other day because you said you felt dizzy. He did. That's what he said to me.
Tell me that.
He goes, I woke up and I felt a little shaky and a little dizzy, and then I ate a sleeve of crackers to feel better.
Kenzie, that was a conversation between me and you, and I thought that was private.
Well, but no, because this is
I didn't want Case to know that or anybody else.
Because this is what you do. We come on the radio, and then you make me sound like a bad person because I said you're not doing well.
Okay.
And you're like, how dare you assume? And I go, you just told me that you tapped the sleeve of crackers into your body.
I did feel better after it.
Exactly. You're
All
like,
right.
well, I felt dizzy.
Well,
the
we'll-
only cure.
We'll find out Monday morning at 7:50 how all of us are doing in the weight challenge. We do our weigh-in every Monday at 7:50 a.m. But just, here's a little point to put out there about social media and how you've turned against friends and blocked people and muted people. And this show is clearly not a political radio show. We've said that clearly. We're here for an escape for all of that whole thing.
Right. Well,
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. All these politics stuff and arguments. And now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have opinions, thoughts, feelings, and go do something to change the world for the better politically. We're just saying that this show is not political. That being said, what I'm saying about social media is, yesterday at Jimmy Carter's funeral, all 5 living presidents were there sitting together, okay?
God, you said it like you were there. You're like, so yesterday at the funeral? I'm like, I just was like,
What did you do after the show yesterday?
I was in the pew behind all the 5 presidents. I got a nice
I
spot.
would die if I saw that.
I went on Live Nation, on Ticketmaster, bought some tickets, got right there. But people argue over the sides, let's say. So you saw George Bush walk in, and he gave Obama a belly bump with his fist. People were like, hey, man, what's up, bro? Hey, man. All right, cool. He sits down. And then Obama sits next to Trump, and Trump, they're talking like they're best friends, and Obama starts laughing, and they're going, that was a good one, man. You don't know
they're
what...
all laughing at us.
That's
They're
right.
all laughing at us. They're like, it's almost like I look at like the presidency as kind of like the WWE.
Exactly.
Where they're actually all friends and we're all like, boo, yay, boo. And like they're all laughing at us.
If you saw Obama and Trump, I said, go watch that video. It's...
Oh, we're not going to put that on Facebook.
Okay, don't put that, because we can't have that.
What did you just say leading up to this? We don't post political
We don't post political stuff. But, man, they look like boys. They look so chummy.
They look like they're cutting up. It looks like the funniest conversation ever.
I almost cried when
Obama's like, what are you going to do, not elect me? Like, he doesn't care.
When Bush gave Obama a belly fist bump,
Yeah.
I was on the floor. I was dying. It
Do you
was
think
great.
they get together and drink? Like, remember when I started that war?
Exactly.
Oh, I hope not.
So if that's not a lesson to not let arguments on social media politically lose a friendship here in Chicago, that nothing else can do it. I don't know.
The only thing I was going to say, because you interrupted my story that I was initially telling.
I think I interrupted it.
Somebody completely changed the subject. So we were to follow back, because if you were listening to that story, that sounds weird. So we were posting about Case needing to be able to lift me up.
Yes.
You interrupted me to ask about his workout routine.
That's right.
Well, I was in the middle of a story.
Sure. Sorry about that.
Yeah, somebody wrote on Facebook under it, how about you just try to continue to be a radio station instead of this? And I'm like we should play music on Facebook? Like, I don't understand. And he was so upset. He's like, you guys are always posting videos instead of focusing on music. I go, well, it's social media.
We do music on the radio station
well,
part.
I don't know how we could be identical on here exactly. It's very funny. People are always mad about something.
Well, people are looking to be angry about something daily.
Totally.
Stop doing that.
Because I would assume if you were like, I'm tired of this radio station, it's like, well, you don't have to look at the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a very interesting concept.
And you know what? I'm going to play Weezer right now for those people that want to hear some music and
I want us to be a damn radio station.
not watch a video on the radio.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Yesterday, during the show, we had maybe the most ridiculous call of all time in the many years of this show. And it involved a woman, if I'm trying to remember this right, you guys maybe remember better than I do. I know it started with, and we were talking about the movie Elf, and a former child coming into your life that the other person you married or you're with didn't know about and how they would react.
And not cheating, before them. Like in Elf, the 30-year-old showed up, and they obviously weren't together back then.
Buddy shows up.
Yeah.
And I guessed on the air that 15% of our listeners have had this happen. And Kenzie and Case both scoffed. That was way too high. But you know what? We got about 10 phone lines lit, and we had a woman named Yasmin call in that started off with her mom. I remember the facts, at least this much of it, that her mom was a stripper and that she had 4 baby daddies. So 4 different kids, 4 different daddies. And we're going to pick it up here near the end of the call because she's going to return to the show and give us the answers of a DNA test. But she was going to meet up with one of those fathers. She still doesn't know exactly who her father is of all those 4 fathers. She was told one was one of them, and then knew that one growing up, and then another one. Am I remembering that correctly? I really just needed an Excel spreadsheet to break it down.
I can break this down if you want me to.
Can you give me is there a chance to do it in 30 seconds?
Okay, so her mother was a stripper. She had 4 kids by 4 different dads. The mom's last name and this daughter's last name were the same, but not matching with the rest of the kids.
Yep.
The mother allegedly married and divorced, her alleged father twice, then married and divorced another man twice, which she believed the second man was her biological father because the other one happened when she was so young. Come to find out that man's not her biological father. She recently reconnected with the first man that was married and divorced multiple times because she believes that is her biological father, and she's waiting on those test results. Is that okay?
Well, let's see what happened at the end of the call. That was amazing. If it's correct, because this thing was wild. And let's go back to the end where she's awaiting the DNA test, but here was a little snippet of this phone call. That's where the story's going.
No, but so I met him and his wife a couple weeks ago. They were so sweet. We went out to dinner. They were super nice, super welcoming and warm. They live 20 minutes away from me, and then we started talking. I talk to them every day now. We did the DNA test on Saturday. They said it takes about 5 days, so tomorrow or Monday.
Oh my God!
I guess I'll know. It's been a very crazy week. So I heard you guys. I was dropping my son off at school, and I heard your story, and I was like, I have to call in. This is insane.
You have to call in. You should have called in before we talked about this just to tell us.
It's funny. I texted you guys before when you were doing a hot mom thing.
Yeah.
And I actually texted you being like, oh, my mom's a stripper. I relate because
Yes.
all my friends, that was me.
Oh my God.
Shocking information.
You're like my bestie.
So,
We've had great
right.
conversations.
Yeah.
So my other, just one more question as a brief follow-up. The reason you're getting the DNA test, though, is because your mom came to the door and said, it's actually not your kid to him, correct? That's why.
Right. Correct.
Got it.
Correct. With a fake DNA test.
With a fake one.
So-
Got it. Nailed it. I just wanted to double check.
Only faked by saying
so-
this is a fake test, by handwritten on the DNA test, not through any kind of blood.
She went through a computer. She forged documents my whole life.
Uh-huh.
She would forge doctor's notes, leases, credit scores, like whatever you needed, she would.
Your mom needs a reality show that I would watch every week.
And you don't know, that's not even like the tip of the iceberg.
It has to be.
That's not even the tip of the ice. There's so much.
No, there can't be anything else.
Oh, there's so much. No, I literally have like a spreadsheet of like timelines that I'm trying to like piece together. So if anyone's listening who's like a private investigator, I need you.
Wait, can you not find her now?
No, I can find her, but like there's so many timelines. Like so the dad that raised me, he said if the DNA test is negative, then he knows some possible other options, but he doesn't want to tell me who because I either know them and he doesn't want to stir the pot.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna need you to call us back a couple times.
Yeah, I was forget about this one. Every day at 8:10 for 2025, we're talking to you. Okay.
Right.
Case, I'm putting her on hold. Get her information. I'm not.
Case is gonna get your. Don't hang up when we put you on hold. Case is gonna get your
Yeah.
information so we can hire you to just tell stories.
We're gonna fork some documents in your name.
We don't need to do show prep anymore. This is going to be it for the rest of the year. This is it.
Talk show, right? Yeah, my story. I need a book, seriously.
No, you need a reality show.
No, my mom needs a book.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hang on. So that was yesterday, Yasmin, and allegedly the DNA test could come in today. If it doesn't, Monday. So we'll see what happens on how it all plays out.
I'm on the edge of my seat, and I mean it.
There hasn't been a Maury episode like this.
By the way, Sean texted in and said, I asked my wife yesterday about the elf situation as if that happened to him, like this kid showed up. She said, after punching me and the child in the face, she'd leave.
Sounds about right. Poor child. There you go. We'll let you know the second it happens, and it will happen like right around 8 if we get her on the phone. So people that were listening at that time, remember the DNA test results coming today, Monday, whenever it does, you will know of Yasmin's DNA results. Here's Gil Curtis with your headlines. Brian and Kenzie. Whoop, that's not it. Gil, where are you at? Gil.
This is not headline news. A Chinese company unveiled a robot vacuum cleaner with an AI arm. It's good for picking stuff off the floor like toys, socks, and Tommy Lee. Jimmy Carter's funeral yesterday brought together all 5 living presidents. However, there was brief confusion when the pallbearers went to pick up Joe Biden. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.